Welcome back to the BodyMaitre podcast. I'm your host, Derek, and we continue our series, How Bad Guys Work. Throughout this season, we've been decoding the inner mechanics behind harmful or frustrating behaviors, not to judge people, but to understand how the four bodies consciousness shapes human action. In the previous episode, we talked about the competitor. Today, we explore a quieter but equally damaging pattern, the avoider. Avoiders don't explode, they don't manipulate openly, they don't dominate, they disappear, they delay, they deflect, they change the subject, they ghost conversations, they withdraw emotionally, they postpone decisions indefinitely. Avoidance looks peaceful on the surface, but underneath it's driven by fear. Imagine someone named Emma. When conflict arises, Emma says, "Let's talk later. I'm not ready. It's not a good time." Later never comes. When a decision is required, she responds, "I need more time. I'm still thinking. I don't know yet." But thinking becomes stalling. When emotional closeness appears, Emma becomes distant, distracted, or unavailable. She's not cruel, she's not malicious, she's overwhelmed. Avoidance is her survival strategy. Avoidance often forms in environments where conflict led to punishment, emotional expression wasn't safe, decisions brought consequences too heavy to carry, clarity was never modeled, or vulnerability caused pain. So the subconscious lesson becomes, if I don't engage, I can't get hurt. If I don't decide, I can't be wrong. If I don't feel deeply, I won't suffer. Avoidance is not laziness. It is fear-based self-protection. To understand this at a deeper level, we turn to the BodyMaitre 4 Bodies Dowsing system and ask Spirit and the collective angelic team what four bodies patterns most commonly create avoidant behavior. Here are the findings. First, the spiritual body carries psychic wounds and etheric damage. The spiritual body carries unhealed psychic wounds and etheric damage. These wounds often come from past emotional trauma, confrontation, or relational pain. When the spiritual field is weakened, the person avoids situations that might reopen old wounds. Next, the mental body shows blocks to clear vision. The mental body shows difficulty seeing situations clearly. Thoughts become foggy, scattered, or overwhelmed. Instead of clarity, the mind stalls, making decisions feel confusing or impossible. Avoidance becomes easier than choosing. Then, the emotional body is restricted. The emotional body is restricted and contained. Feelings are held back, suppressed, or limited. The person may not even know what they feel, only that feeling more seems unsafe. This emotional constriction leads to withdrawal rather than engagement. Finally, the physical body shows an inability to break down ideas for analysis and decisions. The physical body struggles to break down complex situations into manageable steps. Without the ability to analyze clearly, decisions feel overwhelming. So the body defaults to freezing, waiting, delaying, and avoiding action. When these four bodies' distortions combine, the spiritual body fears reopening wounds, the mental body lacks clarity, the emotional body restricts feeling, and the physical body freezes instead of acting. The result is a person who avoids confrontation, postpones decisions, withdraws from intimacy, disappears under pressure, and stays stuck in unresolved situations. Avoidance feels safe, but it slowly erodes trust, connection, and self-respect. Avoiders aren't indifferent. They care deeply. They don't avoid because they don't want connection. They avoid because connection feels dangerous. Avoidance is a response to overwhelm, not a lack of character. If you recognize these patterns in yourself or someone you know, let's release them together with Spirit, the high self, and the collective angelic team. You may speak aloud or follow silently with intention. For the spiritual body, Spirit, high self, and collective angelic team, I release all psychic wounds and etheric damage that cause fear of engagement or confrontation. Please restore spiritual safety and wholeness. For the mental body, Spirit, high self, and collective angelic team, I release mental fog, confusion, and blocks to clarity. Please restore clear vision, understanding, and decisiveness. For the emotional body, spirit, high self, and collective angelic team, I release emotional restriction and suppression. Please restore emotional flow, safety, and expression. For the physical body, spirit, high self, and collective angelic team, I release freeze responses and decision paralysis. Please restore grounded action and step-by-step clarity. Take a slow breath. Let clarity return. Let engagement feel safe again. Thank you for joining me in episode 17 of How Bad Guys Work. Today we explored the avoider, the spiritual wounds, mental fog, emotional restriction, and physical freeze responses behind avoidant behavior. In the next episode, we explore another archetype. Episode 18, The Judge, Why Some People Criticize to Feel Superior. Until then, stay conscious, stay aware, and take care of your four bodies.